Before I started consulting, my life looked so different than it does now. I was in constant back-to-back meetings. I was rushing from place to place. I was that last mom at preschool pickup. I always felt so bad. I was running in and everybody was looking at me like, oh, there she is again, the last one here. And even worse, I was overworking, I was under-earning, and deep down, I knew I was capable of so much more. I knew I could give way more to the world. I knew I could help so many more organizations and people, and I just felt stuck. Finally, one day, one of my friends took me aside and she said, "Laura, are you okay? It looks like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders." And in that moment, I knew that something had to change. So fast forward to today. My calendar is so much lighter. I play tennis almost every day. And in addition to being able to take care of myself and being able to take care of my business, I spend an incredible amount of time with my family. I finally have the margin to actually enjoy my life. And not only that, but the financial freedom. So before we get started, I have something for you that I think you'll really enjoy if you've been considering getting started in consulting. It's a new quiz that I just created that'll help you just figure out if you're ready to start consulting, if you have the skills and experience to do it, and what might be getting in the way that you can remove and start getting going as quickly as possible. The link's right below in the description, and I encourage you to check it out. So the first thing you're going to want to do to get to $10,000 a month in consulting is create an outcome-based offer. Look back on your history, your professional accomplishments, and think, what are those tangible outcomes that I have been able to create in my professional career? And if you're listening along and you're like, but Laura, I have so many different interests and I have so many different skills, I want you to hear this. You don't have to monetize everything that you're good at. So for example, let's say that you're really good at leadership coaching, but it's not as outcome-based as maybe some of your other skills. It doesn't mean that you have to give up coaching people in how to become better leaders, but it just might not be what you lead with. What you want to lead with is the problem that organizations or leaders or CEOs or founders are struggling with so much that when you present your offer, they say to themselves, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. Where have you been?" And not only do you want to specialize in the outcome, but you want to get really specific on the problem that you solve. Because when you solve that same high value problem again and again and again, you become known for something specific. People seek you out. They start referring you. You become that go-to person for that specific problem. So if you want to know how to structure an offer, I want you to check out this video, which is how to create a consulting offer that clients say yes to. I go a lot deeper on this topic, and I think it'll really help you. The second thing you're going to want to do to get to $10,000 in recurring monthly revenue is to build relationships with the right buyers. So a lot of people, when they first get started in consulting, think, I'd have to do all of this marketing that I don't want to do. But funny enough, it's actually the opposite of what works when it comes to selling high-ticket consulting. And in order to generate leads for this type of offer, you're going to want to lean into what I call relationship marketing. It's something I happen to know a little bit about. In fact, I wrote a best-selling book called Win-Win that was an Amazon 5-week bestseller on this very topic. And the reason why I wrote this book is because I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, about 25 years now. And before there was social media, before there was TikTok, before Zuckerberg was even filling out his Harvard application, I had been building my business based on relationships. This is why so many of my students do incredibly well when they first get started. It's kind of old school, and some people might see it as traditional marketing, but when it comes to selling consulting services, it is the way that you want to go. Because when people come in to a sales conversation with you, and they have that know, like, and trust factor, and you're following a proven formula for sales that I teach inside of my programs called the Collaborative Close, the result is incredible. So many people who think, I'm not really that good at sales, or I don't really find myself salesy, or I've never even sold myself before in a consulting capacity, find themselves in front of a client who's just dying to work with them. In fact, you can see in this example from our community that a recent student said, "I can't believe how easy it was. And in fact, they were chasing me down to give me money." This is the result of doing relationship marketing the right way and then selling in a collaborative environment. So much so that the person that you're speaking to feels like it's their idea to start working with you. I break down this process in this video, which is how to sell consulting without feeling salesy. It's going to give you my step-by-step method for that collaborative close and really help you with your next sale. And the third thing you're going to want to do in order to get to that $10,000 a month in recurring revenue is to deliver based on a framework, not your time. Because one of the traps that people get into when they first start consulting is they have no idea how to price their services. So they just start selling hourly, or they are available for whatever project is needed in that moment. And then what happens is people say, I have this really smart person on retainer. I'm just going to email her every single time I have a problem. And not only am I going to do it, but I'm going to tell the entire team to do it as well. And then you find yourself just completely trapped in delivery. You're the smart person and everybody loves picking your brain, but you are overwhelmed, overworked, and underpaid. And I don't want that to happen to you. In this situation, I have seen consultants working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and they traded one boss in corporate to having several bosses. That's not freedom, and that's not entrepreneurship. So here's how to prevent it. You want to be using a framework with your delivery. When your clients go through the same series of steps every single time, it becomes incredibly efficient. This is when your offer becomes what I call productized. This is where the time leverage starts kicking in, because premium buyers of consulting services just want their problem solved. They just want to know that they've hired somebody who is going to make their biggest issues disappear. And the framework you use is how you're going to get them that result. This is why I believe so strongly that you should niche into a process instead of an industry or category. Once you have a repeatable process that you can use again and again and again, it doesn't matter if you're working in for-profit or nonprofit. It doesn't matter if you're working in technology or brick and mortar services. When you solve the same problem the same way every single time, delivery becomes really efficient, but most importantly, predictable. This is where you're going to protect your time, increase your margins, but most importantly, improve the quality of work that you're doing for your client and create a predictable outcome that they can rely on. This is when everything changes. You're no longer drowning in client work or working full-time hours. You get the freedom and the flexibility that you've been dreaming of, that you had in mind when you got started in entrepreneurship in the first place. It's the same process that has given me an incredible lifestyle, so much time freedom, the ability to get back into tennis and hobbies that I enjoy, and it is the exact process that my students use as well. And if you think that I'm some kind of unicorn or special snowflake, you can take a look at all of the testimonials and the experiences that my students have had as well. They started right where you are, and today, they are building the business of their dreams and creating the life that they've always wanted. And that is what I want for you. If you're still here, I want you to dive into that quiz. The quiz is going to help you figure out what are your biggest obstacles. It'll tell you exactly what to do so you can remove those roadblocks and get to $10,000 months as quickly as possible. The link is right below in the description. So if you found this video helpful, make sure that you give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of other videos that'll help you get started in consulting quickly. One of my biggest honors and my own mission is to help smart people like you create the life and business of your dreams, leveraging the power of consulting. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'll see you in the next video.